Okay, in this video, I wanted to talk about why I think routines are important and useful. So when I think about it, um, I'm 43 now, nearly 44, but throughout life, particularly when I was younger, when I think about it, I was always quite resistant to rules and regulations and strict structures and routines. I didn't really like that. I've always thought of myself as quite a creative person. Um, Definitely don't like being told too much about what I have to do, and definitely don't like being micromanaged. Who does? I like to have or the feeling that I can be creative and express myself um, to the greater good. I like to do something of service and benefit to others around me, but I definitely don't like being dictated to and told what I can and can't do, and being told no, you're not allowed to do that sort of thing. So I've always been quite resistant to things like that. Not I'm not a naughty guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy, but I definitely, and I don't break the law or anything like that. But I just don't like being too restrained. Anyway, what I've realized is that actually it is important to have some sort of routine, some sort of structure to your days, your weeks, your year, and the activities that you do. Otherwise, you can't be as productive and as effective as you want. So actually, it's the tension between those routines and structures that actually gives you the freedom within. So if you think about it, I guess a bit like an artist in a canvas. You've still got the edges. You can only paint or draw within that canvas, and there are certain things, certain rules, certain guidelines that actually make that finished work of art look better to the eye. Anyway, and there are only so many hours in the day and so many days in the week and so much brain space. You can't do everything, so you do need to be quite strict with what you will and won't do, and when you can and can't do it. So what I've found useful to me is having some loose structure. I still have lots of flex, lots of freedom within my days to do whatever I want, whenever I want it, which is important to me. I do need that. But I also have introduced my own structure to the day. Definitely one of the best things about being self-employed and running your own business is you don't have a boss. But one of the worst things about being self-employed and running your own business is you don't have a boss. So there's no one actually telling you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So you have to do that for yourself. You have to set your own targets, your own goals, your own aims, your own tasks to do. If you don't do it, nobody will. And you could just lie around doing absolutely nothing, and no one's gonna tell you off or notice that you're doing that, particularly if you work from home. But eventually that will catch up on you. Obviously that there's no benefit to you or anyone if you're doing that. So I'm just going to tell you how I do it. First thing I'll say is every day I do have a loose structure. In the first thing, I always set an alarm. Okay, so I always get up at the same time every day. So my alarm usually goes off, unless I've had a very late night. It usually goes off at 6:30 every morning. Okay, so I always set the alarm for 6:30 every morning. So that's important. And I get up. I don't tend to snooze. I try not to anyway, unless it's a late night, like I say. But I'll get up at 6:30 in the morning. First thing I'll do is I'll put the kettle on. Okay, I'll make myself a cup of coffee and a bowl of cereal. Okay, now sounds a bit boring, but I always have the same breakfast every single day. I always have a bowl of fruit and fiber. I love fruit and fiber. I've probably been eating fruit and fiber for about 6 years now. Every single morning, I'll usually have a bowl of fruit and fiber and a coffee for breakfast. Okay. Occasionally, I'll have some scrambled eggs on toast. Or if I'm staying somewhere in a hotel, I'll have something a bit different. If they've got eggs Benedict on the menu, I'll go for an eggs Benedict. That's one of my favorite breakfasts to have, and that's something that I don't make for myself. So, but usually I'll have a bowl of cereal and a cup of coffee. Okay. Whilst I'm having my cup of coffee and eating my cereal, I will look at the Daily Stoic. So lot of you who know me or follow me will know that I've got really into Stoicism over the last year, thanks to my good friend Katie Stidolf, who, aka the Savvy Stoic. So Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy. So Roman emperors would follow Stoicism throughout history. Some of the greatest people have followed the principles behind Stoicism. But it's all about resilience, perseverance, how to live a virtuous life, how to not get caught up in unnecessary thoughts or feelings, how to basically control your own mind in a better way. General gist of it is that what I really, really like about it is that things will happen in the world, bad things will happen in the world. You can't control what other people say or do. They will do that regardless. You can't control it. The one thing that you can control is how you respond to things that happen in the world or happen to you. So you can decide whether you get upset, whether you react, whether it affects you negatively or not. Okay. But ultimately, you are in control of your mind, or that's what you should be aiming to be in control of your mind. You might not be in control of your body. You can get ill, you can get hurt, bad things can happen to you. But the one thing that people cannot take away from you, and you can have complete control over if you train yourself and if you focus on it, is your mind. Okay, this is really, really important to get that principle across, that you are in control of your thoughts and your feelings. Okay, so it's very practical philosophy that I really love, that can be applied in everyday life, which is why this book is such a good book. So The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday is, like I say, a really, really good way to keep yourself focused. Okay, so I mean, today's entry, January the 29th, in the Daily Stoic. So every day has a page. Every day of the year has a page with a quote from one of the great Stoic philosophers, and then Ryan Holiday will interpret it or add his own sort of spin on things or his own take on things for how that applies to modern life. So today is basically all about, there's a risk every day that you might overthink things. There's all these external events happening, things going on in the world, things going on in your life, other people that are part of your life, and the work that you do or the activities you do. And if you're not careful, you can overthink things like, do they like me? Am I looking after myself? How's business going? Blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, COVID, the economy, there's all these things going on. But you can get so distracted by everything else, you can lose focus on what you're actually meant to be doing. So today is basically just a reminder to just be careful what you feed into your head, and focus. It's all about focus, really. And he talks about keeping it simple. There's a lot of freedom that comes from simplicity if you focus on the main tasks that you are meant to be doing today, the tasks that you've probably already set for yourself. Do your job. Like, what is the job that you're meant to be doing today? What is the job that somebody else has asked you to do, or what is the job that you've set yourself to do, particularly if you're self-employed? You've become self-employed for a reason. You've started your own business for a reason. What is it you're trying to achieve? Get that list of tasks that you need to do. Focus on that. That is your priority for today and nothing else. Okay. Daily Stoic. So always read the Daily Stoic. That's the first thing I'll do. Now, straight after that, I will then pick up a book called Notes from the Universe. So again, anyone who knows me really well or follows me will know, particularly on Instagram, if you want to follow me at Lord Lancaster, I will regularly share photos of pages from the Daily Stoic and also this book. But what this book is about, Stoicism is like a very practical philosophy that you can apply to your everyday life. The Notes from the Universe is more spiritual. So I like that kind of that mix of practical and spiritual. That's where I'm at. That's what I like, is that Stoicism I can apply every day. I can see the benefit to that immediately. This is all about imagination, okay, and again, the power of thought. It's written by a guy called Mike Dooley, and I was first introduced to Mike Dooley. A friend of mine told me about something that he has called Notes from the Universe. So these are free daily emails that you can subscribe to. So if you search Notes from the Universe, subscribe to the email newsletters, and every day you will get like a personalized email that's written as if it's a message from the universe, okay? And they're really lovely, motivating, inspiring little messages of encouragement that you're on the right track, and that a reminder that you can have whatever you want. If it's humanly possible, you can have it. The only thing that's really, really limiting you or stopping you from doing it are your own thoughts. Okay, your thoughts will power your actions. So the key phrase that Mike Dooley has is thoughts become things. What I love about that is it's so true that everything that you do, anything that happens in your life is influenced by the thoughts that you have. So anything good that's ever happened to you throughout your life has started with an idea. It started with a thought, and then you've decided that you really want that thing. You've focused on it, and you've worked towards it. Often, that thought has been verbalized. You've shared it with someone else, and people often talk about a problem shared is a problem halved. I think that an idea shared is an idea that happens. So I think it's really, really important to be aware that if you get really clear on what you want, this is a hard thing. A lot of people don't really know what they want. They just kind of they float along or get carried along with what other people want them to do. So the starting point is to get really, really clear on what you want to achieve in your life or in your business or in your relationship or whatever it is. Get really, really clear on that. Write it down, focus on it every single day. If you focus on it every single day, and if you follow it up with some real world action towards that thing, you will get there. It might take you weeks, might take you months, might take you years, but you will get there. If you don't do that, if you don't get clear on what it is and you don't focus on it and you don't follow it up with some real world action, you'll never get there. So that's why it's really important to be careful what thoughts you have, because if you dwell on the negative, you might not be in a good position right now. Things might not be going to plan. But if you dwell on where you are right now and the bad things that are happening, there's a tendency then that you will focus more on that negativity, and that will exacerbate it. It will make the negative situation worse. So be really, really clear and really careful with how much brain space you are giving over to the negative and the positive ideas. Obviously, focus on the positive. That's not to say you're just living in a dream world and ignoring anything bad that's going on, but just be really clear and careful on what you're doing. Okay. So that's that. That's my routine. Straight after that, I will then put a bit of music on. Sounds a bit old-fashioned, but I have an iPod Classic, which I have in a really nice, good quality sound system, and I like to just put the music on shuffle, just on random, and it's surprising how the right song comes on at the right time. My iPod's just full of my favorite music, very diverse taste in music. But music is so powerful. It's such a good way to start the day and such a good way to kind of change your mood. And most of my music is uplifting, powerful, happy, motivating music anyway, music that I love. I don't tend to listen to negative or miserable music. I know some people like that, but I try to avoid miserable music. I like music that's going to get me excited and motivated and inspired. So I'll put it on shuffle, and immediately just puts me in a good mood. So that is a great way to set the day, set the day off. And then throughout the day, whenever I'm having a break, I'll put the music on again. If I'm on a coffee or a cup of tea, Over my lunch, I'll put the music on again. Throughout the day, I'll put music on. If I'm doing the dishes, I have a dishwasher. I never use it. Actually like the time, taking some time out to do the dishes and have some music on in the background. And again, that just gets me into a different zone and gets me thinking more creatively. And it's surprising how many great ideas just pop into my head when I'm doing something else, something more mundane, when I'm not looking at the screen. So breakfast, books, music. Then I'll usually do some exercise. So I usually do some press ups. I usually do 30 press ups straight away. And then I do another 30 press ups at different times throughout the day. So throughout the day, whenever I'm having a break, again, lunchtime, before lunch, after lunch, more press ups. Mid morning, press ups. After a cup of tea or a coffee. Mid-afternoon, press-ups, nighttime, press-ups, bedtime, press-ups. I haven't really added it all up, but I'll probably do 120, 150 press-ups at least, I think, every day, which is good. The weather's not been so great lately because it's winter, but between March and about, I would say, September, October, I was going out every single morning on my skateboard as well. So that was something that I was doing usually between 7:15 and 8:45. So that was my morning routine every single morning. That was my routine. Then I'd come back and have a shower. Okay, then I'd start the day at 9:00. Every lunchtime, I would have the same lunch. I would always drink a bottle of Huel. So if you've not heard of Huel, it's not a protein drink. It's not a diet supplement or anything like that. It's a complete meal in a drink. It's a nutritionally complete meal in a drink. And what I like about that is I have a subscription to Huel. I get a box of 24 bottles of Huel delivered, usually every 4 to 5 weeks. It comes to my house. That's my lunch sorted. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think, oh, what am I going to have today, or take too much time out to prepare for anything like that. I can just grab it. I can just grab a bottle of Huel. It's all my vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that I need in a meal. It's healthy. It's vegan. It's dairy free. It's filling. It's tasty. It stops me from snacking as well, and it keeps me going, and it means that I don't have to take too much time out. If I'm busy, if I'm focused, I can just grab a bottle of Huel, and that's my lunchtime sorted. So breakfast and lunch, that's sorted. On a nighttime, I'll be more creative, and I love cooking, and I'll try to experiment and have different meals. And that's when I can eat what I want and be a bit more adventurous and have lots of different things on a nighttime. So that is like a very kind of loose structure. Those kind of key things in the day. I tend to try to go to bed at the same time every night as well. But then during the day, I've got loads of freedom and flexibility to do what I want. But I also structure my week in a special way as well. So some of you will know about the Newcastle Startup Week events, the 5-day Startup Week festival that I've been running since 2017. Each day has a different theme. So Monday is Inspiration Day. So that's a day all about feeding your mind with ideas and inspirational stories, anything that's going to cheer you up, motivate you, inspire you, fill you up with energy. So for me, every Monday, I'll set that day aside to do things like read books, listen to music, watch TV, watch movies, listen to podcasts, listen to audiobooks, go for long walks, go somewhere different when it's not the lockdown, go to a different town or a city or a village, go out, take photos, learn a new skill, have a meeting with someone inspiring, bounce ideas off someone, a friend or a colleague. Monday for me is my day to kind of motivate and inspire me and fill my cup up to set me going for the rest of the week. So that's what Monday inspiration is all about. So that's a theme for my day. I can do other things in amongst that, but that is really what my Mondays are all about. Tuesday is getting started day or get shit done day. So, okay, I've been motivated, I've been inspired. Now let's bring those ideas to life. So let's start new things. So I've got new ideas or new tasks that I want to crack on with. That is my day for getting focused and getting those things done. So yeah, that's what Tuesday is. Wednesday, funding and finance. So this is the day when I look at my money. So I'll make sure my accounts are up to date. I'll raise invoices. I'll send out invoices. I'll chase up unpaid invoices. I'll look at my money situation. I'll consider new sources of income, grants, loans, investment, crowdfunding, you name it. That's what Wednesday is all about, funding and finance. So I'll leave any money related things to Wednesday, even if an invoice comes in, or if I get asked to do something, I'll tend to do it on a Wednesday. And the good thing about that as well, if you're raising an invoice or if you're chasing someone up, to do it on a Wednesday, because then you've got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to try and get that money in. If you leave it till a Friday, well, it's the weekend, you might miss the opportunity until Monday again. But Wednesday, you can try and get on it, and you've got 2 days to maybe turn things around or get that money in a bit faster. Thursday is growing and scaling. So what I mean by that is anything to do with marketing, PR, business development, sales, converting interest into action. So yeah, anything that's leadership, mindset, personal development, anything that's going to help me take my business to the next level, whatever that is, or my own personal well-being or mindset to the next level. I'll look at that on a Thursday. And that could be partnerships as well. It could be collaborations. It could be looking at just anything that's going to take things to the next level. Friday is keep going or pivot. So that's a day to reflect on how the week has gone, to review where you are right now. Look at things like analytics. If you're running a business, if you've got online tools, look at your social media activity, your analytics, your engagement levels. Look at your website traffic. Look at your open rates, your click-through rates for your emails if you've got it. Again, mindset. Look at where you are physically. Are you feeling fit and healthy? Are you feeling a bit tired? Input in. What inputs have you been putting into your body, and what outputs have you had as a result? What worked well? What didn't work so well? What could you do less of, and what could you do more of? So every Friday I'll do that, and I've been doing that in my professional but also my personal life as well. So yeah, how are things going in relationships as well? So having those 5 days, that five theme structure to my week, I've been doing those 5 themes for the Start a Week event since 2017, but since December 2019, I've been living my personal life and professional life according to those same 5 themes, and I've found that really, really powerful way of keeping me on track and keeping me focused and keeping me productive and keeping me happy. So I do use something called Trello. Trello is an online to-do list. You can have online boards that you can access through your desktop, through your mobile devices. And so each day I'll have a list, a column for each day. So a column for inspiration, a column for getting started, a column for funding and finance, a column for growing and scaling, a column for keep going and pivot. So they are like my backlog of tasks. So in each of those lists, I'll have a series of tasks to do on that day. Then I'll have an in progress column and a complete column. So what I'll do is I'll work through from left to right. I'll move the backlog of tasks for each day. I'll work through those lists, and I'll move them across into the in progress and complete. And it's very satisfying moving them from left to right from those columns. And I don't always achieve everything that I set out to do that week. Some things are recurring tasks that I'll do every single week on that day, but there are new things coming up all the time. But it is very satisfying seeing what you have actually achieved, and usually you'll achieve a lot more than you realize by the end of the week. But having that structure and having a Trello board, I find really, really useful and really beneficial. And I have used it in the past and didn't really understand the benefit of doing it until I started using it. These kind of three steps: the backlog of tasks, which I've split out into 5 because of the 5 days. So there's the backlog of tasks, in progress, and complete. So I'd encourage you all to do that as well. So I hope that's been useful to you, just to understand how I have a routine and a structure, and it is actually quite helpful. It gives you a bit of freedom to it just takes away there's a phrase for it. I can't remember the phrase for it right now, but there is some sort of decision fatigue. I think that's what it is. That if you have too many decisions to make, you can burn out and you can feel exhausted because you've got too many things to think of. So if you can remove some of those decisions from your daily life, that gives you a bit more energy and a bit more freedom to focus on the things that are a bit more important. So because there are loads of things that change on a daily basis that come out of nowhere and you have to respond to. So if you can take away certain things like what time you're getting up, what's your morning routine. Morning routine is really important, I think, to set the tone for the day. Have a theme for the day. The 5 themes that I use. What are you eating? What exercise are you doing? Really, really important. So hope you found that useful. And if you'd like to know any more about that, just drop me a message, leave a comment underneath. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'm going to be doing a lot more videos like this going forward. And also, if you want to check out, I do actually run a coaching program on these 5 themes, which are called the 5-Star Focus Program. So if you go to the newcastlestartupweek.com website, you can find out all about the 5-Star Focus Program, which I run usually on the 2nd week of every month for up to 5 people maximum. So if you'd like to work with me on a one-to-one basis on how I can help you get clarity and focus using these 5 themes, then I'd love to hear from you. Okay, hope that's been helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, bye.